Think about how ordinary retrieval augmented generation works. Every single question you ask, it goes and fetches a fixed batch of passages, and then it stuffs them into the prompt whether they help or not. That's wasteful when the model already knows the answer, and it's dangerous when the retriever drags in something irrelevant. This method, from a paper by Asai and colleagues in 2023, trains one model to be smarter than that. It decides when to retrieve, and it critiques its own work as it goes. Here's how that loop actually runs. Walk through the loop one step at a time because the whole idea lives in these 4 moves. Everything starts with a decision. The model emits a special retrieve token that asks a simple question. Do I even need to look anything up for this step? If the answer already lives in the model's own knowledge, it just skips retrieval and keeps writing, which saves time and avoids being derailed. When the token says yes, then it fetches. The system pulls back a set of candidate passages from the corpus, exactly the way normal retrieval does. The difference is that the model asked for these on purpose at this moment instead of grabbing a fixed batch for every query no matter what. Here's the part that makes it self-reflective. After fetching, the model emits critique tokens that grade what came back. Is this passage actually relevant? Is the sentence I just wrote genuinely supported by it? And is the overall answer useful? It's judging both the evidence and its own output. Finally, it generates and chooses. The model can retrieve more than once, produce several candidate continuations, score each one against those critique signals, and then keep the answer that's best supported by the evidence. So generation and self-checking happen together, not as an afterthought. Now, line this up against plain retrieval augmented generation, and the contrast gets sharp. Standard retrieval always fires. Every query pulls the same fixed number of passages, they get pasted in, and the model generates from them with no check on whether they were relevant or whether the answer really followed. When the retrieval is bad, the answer quietly inherits the mistake. This approach retrieves on demand and then grades what it got. Reflection tokens let one model decide whether to look things up, judge each passage for relevance and support, and pick the best grounded continuation. You get adaptive retrieval plus built-in self-assessment, and you can even tune that behavior at inference time. So what carries the whole method? 3 ideas do the heavy lifting. Retrieval happens only when it's worth it. That retrieve token turns lookup into a per-step decision, so the model reaches for the corpus when it needs facts and answers directly when it doesn't. Critique tokens grade the evidence. The same model checks whether a passage is relevant and whether its own statement is actually supported by that passage, catching irrelevant hits before they poison the answer. The payoff is adaptive, grounded generation. Because the model can retrieve multiple times, score candidates, and keep the best supported one, factual grounding goes up and you get a dial to trade off caution against coverage. Alright, let's lock in the essentials worth keeping. This method trains a single model to decide on the fly whether retrieval is even needed for the current step. After it fetches passages, critique tokens grade each one for relevance and check whether the generated statement is actually supported. Because it can retrieve multiple times and score candidate answers, it keeps the best grounded continuation instead of blindly trusting the first batch. The result is adaptive retrieval with built-in self-checking, which lifts factual grounding. If reflective AI methods like this are your thing, Standarity.com breaks them down in plain language, one topic at a time. See you there.